What's up guys, this is Gesture of None. We are playing Banished. I have done nothing in this game so far. Well, nothing this time around. I haven't changed anything. This is basically our starting stats. The time slipped on a little bit for a second. I've paused it. We are going to get started really quick. I'm just going to make a few mentions. I'm playing with mods. These are my mods. They're all along here if you're interested. 1 year is 1 year, and New Frontier are basically the important ones. But I'm also playing with smart docks, which just allows you to place docks a bit further out, which I love. And I think I've got I've got tools for editing the terrain, which I'm not going to use often, but probably a little bit. So, I think we should just get started. I'm a big fan of this game. I'm just going to put these up to get started. There's 2 down here. Okay, if you've not played this game, this probably won't tutorialize it very well, because I'm not necessarily going to explain what I'm doing, but I am going to have fun, and I'm going to be confused and horrified by everything that's happening. So, I might tutorialize a little bit. So I'm going to start off by placing things in maybe what is too much of a perfectionist way, because honestly it matters more to me that my town looks good than it does that it's functional, because usually I just start over if things aren't functional. Let's build 4 houses and then we'll see how things go. I've set up 5 builders, 5 labourers, and that should be good for now, but we'll see, right? And these things will switch over as they go. You might have noticed and seen that I was playing with the. I'm just setting some. I just use this. I'm setting some stuff up to be done. Badly. Look, don't believe the fact that I'm playing this game means that I'm any good at it, right? I also don't even know where some stuff is because of the fact that it's been a while since I've played, but also I'm playing with mods for the first time in a while. So I'm going to get things started here. We'll play on a bit higher speed because we want things to be done quick. So what I've just done is I've set a bunch of resources to be collected, and I've set some houses to be built because those are 2 of our main focuses right now. Then we also need someone to chop wood, and that will I guess be in resource production. It's the mods that honestly I'm not familiar with. Okay, I will put that next to our barn. One of the things I've never really gotten my head around is the best way to place things, right? Whether there is better to build things in certain positions. Okay, we need 1 more house. Or not. Maybe I'll get a better sense of this. It would be great if someone in the comments could give me an idea. But, a bit of freezing there, sorry. But don't expect this to be a perfect series. It's just a series basically to have fun. So the next thing we're going to build is just a little pasture for the cows. I'm going to build a standard pasture. I've got a bunch of mods that, well, the mods that I have allow me to have stuff like fenceless pastures. Yeah, this is a standard one with a fence, which frankly is offensive. That was an awful pun, just ignore that. Okay, I'm going to put a medium-sized one out because something I always end up doing is making too big of a pasture, hoping to get more cows straight away, and end up with basically all my cows dead because they didn't get to a pasture in time. And then I don't get to take advantage of their existence before winter, and then things get bad. So we're in late spring. We've got a fairly good chance of survival, I think. I'm not starting on anything like Adam and Eve, which is where you only start with 2 players, 2 peoples. Let's get this set up quickly. Oops. Sometimes this doesn't work as well as maybe it probably should. Like, why is that? Pause time and figure this out. Why are you not going up? I mean, I've got a labourer to change to it. Oh, because I haven't told them to pick up cows. Good. So we'll just have 1. There you go. It should start working now. Okay. That'll happen sometimes. So we've got enough room for all of our cows. Yeah, in fact, we even got space for an extra one. And then as soon as... Okay, we need someone to harvest logs. As soon as we're sort of set on a bunch of other things, we will have someone build some more pasture space. Is that cow actually stood outside of the pasture? Have we got not enough room for him? No, we're fine. Strange. Okay, that should fix our log problem. These are problems that we should get sorted soon, and I should build some more food resources. My experience in this game has been that you can never have too much food, basically. Despite the fact that at certain points it will tell you, you've got too much food, you're running out. Just ignore it. Just keep getting food. Right, let's put some food stuff down. We need gathering resources. And we get hunters because we need the leather. The leather will be a great addition. It's a shame we don't have sheep. Sheep is a great starting animal. I'm playing on, the reason we've got starting animals, by the way, I forget, is because we're playing on the colonial mod, and inside of it you get the option to have medium start plus, which includes animals. You start with basic resources, educated population, animals, and some other stuff. We might have a set of seeds as well, but I don't think so. I'm going to leave him locked at 300. We probably won't need much more fuel than that right now. We should also build, even if we're not going to use the space necessarily right now. Where is it? There it is. We're going to build a gatherer's hut, because at some point we will need it. I always end up not having enough food production. I hate building things without seeing where the other building is. There will probably be fine, right? Yeah, I'll put it there. Okay, we've got enough builders and labourers to fulfill these things. So we're going to have some uneducated generations for a long time, because it's 1 for 1, right? So it takes a long time to get enough workers, and going through school takes 7 seasons, like 7 years, not just like 1 or 2 seasons, 7 years. 14 seasons, something like that. Probably double that, 28 seasons. Even longer sometimes. So, I mean, for example, this person's not going to be working for a long time, and if they're in school, they wouldn't be working for a long time after that. So we're going to build a bit of a population before... How's our food doing? Yeah, we're good on food. Probably need tools soon. We're going to build up a bit of a population before we set up a school, even though educated population is pretty darn good and important. Is that a blacksmith? Yeah, it is. It's pretty darn important. We will not think about it for now, just because, you know, like I said, we need the population to do other things for now. I probably will sort out clothes sooner, because clothes can be quite useful, and we have cows, so we'll have leather. Once we can make this population a bit bigger, we will also have reserve of logs is low. Yeah, we need to get more logs. We need to also set up sustainable log production. Iron is low. What was I saying? Something about logs, something about cows. Oh yeah, well, once this pasture is bigger, we'll be able to have more cows, which will generate more leather, and we'll be able to make coats. And we'll also get a ton of leather from the hunters, and hunters are a pretty good thing to have, I think, as well. Food and the leather, and also you get a bit of freezing. Also you get feathers, which is a pretty good addition. Interesting that these haven't been touched yet. I think, yeah, we're out of iron. No. Not enough stone? Yeah, we need more stone. Well, I'll just it's a good idea in my opinion anyway. Honestly, I don't know, because I'm not that great at the game. It is a good idea to clear out the area where your hunter, your gatherer, and your woodsman are going to be, because it's they do better for being in a forest. To clear out all the stone and iron from the forest area, the area they're going to be in, because it allows more space for trees to grow. I'm not sure if it genuinely works like that, but it seems like it. It seems like they do better when you've cleared out all the iron and the stone and stuff, because more trees can grow, right? Makes sense. But I don't know if it's true. Okay, we've got a lot of births, so let's check if there's anyone waiting to move out, if anyone happened to be the right age when we started the game. So no, I think it's 6 is the age that they'll move out, so we will need no house in 3 or 4 years, when Renatasha and are they the right gender? No, they're not. Okay, so I guess it's going to be these two, when these two are the right age. Because there's no point building a new house until you have at least 2 people to move into it. Your limit. We still need more resources. I'm going to make sure that everything up close to our house is cleared. I'll just set them a higher priority. I don't know why the priority button's all the way over here. And then after they've done that, they can do this. Okay, our hunter is almost built. We've got the spare labourers. And for a little while, honestly, we're not going to be doing much. Because for a little while, it'll just be about sustaining until the population can grow a little bit more. And maybe, honestly, if there's nothing to do, I'll cut through it. But there's always, I guess you always find something to do in this bloody game. So we've already got cows bred. I might make a bigger pasture already, set it to build. It's not a pressure thing, but as they... I mean, I don't mean that I don't want to put pressure on my people. I mean that I want to put as much pressure on as I can, so that they'll hurry up and, you know, be successful. But I mean that I'm not putting another passenger in to speed up our development, but rather because, you know, they can sink some of their time in if there's some builders spare, and it won't do us any harm, and eventually it'll be a big bonus to us. So I'm also going to put some roads down. Like, maybe I'm overloading our builders a little bit, but, you know, who cares? It's their job. I'm going to put 2 wide roads, 2 TWO, obviously. 2 wide roads because it should give them a little bit... I don't know, it looks less messy. Anyway, I don't know if it actually makes them faster. I was thinking that they won't collide, but I don't know if they actually can. Did that place? Yeah, it did. Sometimes it won't place because you happen to hit a rock just as you're about to click it. Well, I'll have to do this all manually. Look at this. Up here. Where'd it go? Can't place it over those rocks. Okay, well, I'll let that sort itself out. Let's put 1 hunter on, because we're actually doing okay for food, but not as well as I'd like. Pretty soon we'll also have to buy a market, or set up a market. Good, we're back to 50 tools. We can leave it there for a long time, because we won't have a population big enough to demand more tools than that. But at some point soon we'd like to start trading, and then we can get some more of the resources we don't have access to, and even more stuff to farm, start expanding out over here, but I'm kind of getting ahead of us. How are we doing in terms of resources? So yeah, wood's a thing we'll need soon. So I'm going to have... oops. Oh, I'm sorry, I pressed the wrong button. I'm not used to it. We'll probably end up expanding our village out to here, because just because we've played this area already, and it's not too far from this stuff. Yes, I will put another builder on gathering, because it's a diversification of food, and we'll switch one of the builders to labourer. And now progress is going to be pretty slow, because we've got a lot of people doing a lot of stuff. I might even take this guy off for a while, because we won't need them. I'll leave the woodcutter on. I always end up being snuck up on by the lack of firewood, so I'll leave that on for a while. And since there's no pressure on anything, you know, us not dying right now, let's build a forester's hut here. And we won't have enough people to man that right now. And maybe we can micromanage a little bit, switch people off of things that aren't being used. Like if we've got 2,000 food, we don't really necessarily need more food, but freezing. Yeah, so we've got a resource abundance already. What's it in? Oh, our stockpile. Let's diversify our stockpiles a bit. Yeah, what I was saying was it's not necessarily the case that you always need a ton of food, but it's helpful. An excess will help. It never goes off anyway, so it would be a cool feature if it went off. I'm sorry if I lose track of my thoughts in this Let's Play a lot, because it's quite... Oh, I should have put the iron there. I'm just going to cancel that building. Yeah, I mean, it's quite an involved process, and I have to think a lot more than, for example, in Minecraft or in even Space Engineers. And it's not necessarily a game I'm not necessarily as familiar with this as I am with Space Engineers. So, yeah, it just takes a second. We'll leave it like that for now. Yeah, that should be good. These two are already built anyway because there was nothing in their way. And we should have enough room for everything soon. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, let me know some feedback about this series in the comments, and I'll try and make some changes. But also, I may film the entire series tonight, because I like Banished, and, well, it's a fun game. I enjoy playing it in long stretches. So, we're on our 3rd spring. Let's see how our population's doing. 4-year-old, 5-year-old. Do we have a 4-year-old girl and a 5-year-old boy or anything like that? Girl. I mean, Cedric is probably going to be our next. Cedric and Hellion are going to be our next couple, which is, I mean, a little bit creepy, but, you know, this is the Middle Ages or something similar. You know, people do things happen, stuff happens. We're good on, bit of a voice break there. We're good on, whatever resource I pointed to, clothes. There's that brain disappearing like I warned you about. Honestly, talking and playing games, it takes a while to get used to. There you go. I've put a little road to our fishing house, otherwise known as a fish house. I'm still going to go with fish house, and I'm just going to double up this road for the sake of well, nothing really. Well, I can't double up there, so there'll just be a small part of it that's single, and that's fine. Are we paused? Oh, Rantasha is working as a labourer. I'm going to get rid of that. Rantasha is working as a labourer. So Rantasha is the right age, definitely 6. Some of these children might have the chance to get educated, but honestly, like I said, we need them to work. Rantasha, 6-year-old female. Did we lose someone? I thought there was a boy here that was close to the age, or maybe I just got them confused. Did Cedric move in with them? Or was it... Oh well, they have complicated lives, you know, I can't keep up with all the things they're doing. They're running about doing their business, and you know what? It's not right for me to pry. I may be their god, but... well, I'm guessing I'm their god. I might be their devil. I mean... It's not my fault, yeah, I know, I must be their devil. Whoops. I must be their devil because, theoretically, God is responsible in theology generally. God is responsible for tornadoes and stuff like that. I guess the devil doesn't have that power. I guess the devil does more things that are kind of a bit more personal, like temptation. So I must be the devil because I tempt them to work in different places and because I don't have control over the elements. I'm going to go with that as my justification of exactly what's happening here. So, why isn't this getting built? Is it because they're focusing on this or because there's not enough builders? Sometimes it's a little bit hard in this game to figure out why stuff isn't happening, which is annoying. But also, you know, whatever, it's a great game. They can do whatever they want to me. I'll still love the game. It must be because they're building this, or perhaps they've just 100 stone, 151 wood. Maybe it's just too far away for them to care. Oh, maybe they're busy removing objects. Well, that's fine. We want them to do that. So, and it's, like I said, there's no huge amount of pressure to get this set up, because we should be fine for a while. But at a certain point, it'll get to that stage where we are like trying to balance too many things. I should check we're not in range of the. Yeah, good. Like I said, we want to leave as much alive here as possible. Okay, tools are looking good. Since you've got 2 labourers and 2 builders. Stop saying builders, you idiot. 2 labourers and 2 builders. I'm going to set up some clothes, as long as it doesn't freeze. And I think I'll keep all of our crafting in a reasonable place. But then again, directly across from the storage looks like a good idea. How much leather do we have? Yeah, we got quite a bit of leather, and we're probably going to get more. So, and especially when our pastures get a little bit larger, and we're killing these guys more often. Sorry, cows. We should also build a dairy at some point because we're going to get filled up with milk, which can be drank anyway. But I mean, filled up with milk that has not been processed into cheese, because we can also trade cheese, I think. There's a lot more complex stuff that I've never actually gotten into because we should be okay. Yeah. Winter sometimes takes me by surprise. Which is a weird thing to say, I guess. What was I saying? Something about tailors, something... Oh yeah, I've never gotten into some of the more complex stuff in this game, like making furniture to be traded or to make your people happier. Because I usually reach the point of sustainability and then get bored of this game. Which is a good point that I should mention, right? The thing about Banished, it's a great game. It's really great. It's really addictive. But it's also one of those games where you play it and you play it and you play it, and at a certain point you've played it so much that you're just not interested in it anymore. And that is probably where we'll leave this series. I will take it as far as I can to the point where I'm still enjoying it. And I guess where you guys are still enjoying it. But then the second it's no longer interesting or fun, which will probably be about 10 episodes in, like our population has either has become so sustainable that we don't have to worry about it much, or become so unstable that we're worrying about everything. And I'll probably leave it there. Well, actually, those 2 situations sound quite interesting. The second one, anyway. So I wouldn't leave it on the second one. But the first one, where everything's sort of settled down, doesn't sound that interesting. But also, there will be a point where We're still keeping things going. We're keeping the ball going. The plate's spinning? I don't know what phrase I was going for. And it'll just be less interesting. And I think you understand the feeling, maybe, of playing a game for such a long time that at a certain point you're just doing the same robotic actions over and over again. And we'll get there with Banished. It's not me dissing the game. I love the game. I think it's great. It's very addictive, very detailed. But it also hasn't got much of an end game, in my opinion. I mean, that's what these people have tried to add with these mods, but I don't think it makes a huge difference to the aspect that turned me off in the long run. Right, let's build a market. Or let's set a market down and hope it gets built. It annoys me that the small market is so large and also so ugly. No offense to the guy who designed it. Because the big market is too big. The big market is too big and the small market is too small. No, the small market is too big as well. I mean, we could build the individual little... Have we paused? We have. The individual little stalls, but... And it's probably more efficient. It's just that it looks like a bit of hassle. Less resource cost, though. Yeah, let's build the individual little... Yeah, let's build... no, because then we'll have 6... Okay, I was just thinking... I'm sorry, I was jumping through a bunch of different thoughts. If we build all of these little marketplaces, we won't have to have this huge thing in the centre of a village, which I find personally a little bit unattractive. Or this thing that I also found unattractive. But we will have 6 different icons saying that they're not employed. And that annoys me, because you can only put one person, or you can put... I could put 6 people on the market stall, but that would be a waste of population. So I'd be putting one person on the market stall, which means basically that one person is running between each of those stalls, like utilising them. So all the other ones that aren't being used, all of these ones, whenever this one's in use, these ones won't be used, and it'll say that they're not being, there's not got enough employees. Oh, it's just an annoying thing, you know? It'll pop up on my screen and bother me. Not worth it. Not interested. So the reason nothing's being built over here is because they're taking their sweet time building this. Can't find it now. Building this, yeah, there. And gathering all these resources. Which I guess I'm okay with. Because, you know, resources. But they're not gathering these resources, which is interesting. That's why there's a bunch of stone sat outside the... What if I change this to high priority? Or tell them to remove it manually? Oh, good. I mean, it worked, sort of. Good. And now she can put the stone in. That's great. Yes, we will sacrifice a... Well, we're not sacrificing them, although that would be a great aspect to add to the game. Human sacrifice. And maybe it makes winter a little bit shorter. We will sacrifice a labourer, to have a seamstress. And then we'll set the limit of the clothes to 50 again. And again, we'll turn her off when she gets to... when we get too many clothes. 50 clothes is fine. Just take us up to 40. And it also frees up some space in our storage, I think. Although not much, because it becomes clothes afterwards. Freezing? Yeah, it seems like they're getting through their backlog. Like they've started clearing this as well. And I think that's probably because they might have been actually building the road now I think about it. Oh look, there's a little bit of road missing here. Isn't that frustrating? Ugh. I mean, that's just more distraction for our builders that isn't strictly speaking necessary, but hey, I like it. And I'm their god, damn it. No, their devil, sorry, we decided that earlier. So, all they have to do is clear this, and then it won't take them a second to build a bigger pasture, and then we will get less leather, less meat. Oh, Helen, you are about to be a lucky 6-year-old. Cedric and... No, wait, sorry, Helen, you'll have to wait a year, so you'll be 7. Because we need Cedric to level up. By level up, I think I mean age, which is what normal people will call it. Yeah, Helen, Cedric, you have a year, and then I'm going to put you in a little house, and I'm going to stop the sentence before I get reported for anything in particular. Right, let's... Medicine. Medicine is a good thing to set up. The apothecary. Where is the apothecary? I guess it's in town services. Yeah. So, not hospital. Herbalist. Herbalist should be outside of the town, I guess, because they need to gather resources. But I always feel like I want to put them inside the town. It also would be a good idea to stop building things here where we're going to have our tree farm. But I like them all to be together, and they do help each other a little bit. And it's probably worth the sacrifice to improve those two things. I'm going to put a house down so that we know where it's going to be. And then we will wait. And it doesn't hurt for them to build it. I'll just deconstruct it if some idiots move in. I don't know who else would move in though, so. Late autumn, we're fine with food. I should probably check that earlier, but I don't think I'll go there actually. I'm going to put it here, so we have a bit of an open space. Yeah, we'll put it backing up like this. And then we've got a nice corridor in the centre of our little village. I might put a water feature there. A little tiny water feature. Just a dribbling stone fountain. Yeah, that's going along well. I'm going to flatten this hill in the middle of our village because it will cause problems at some point, and because the rest of it's already been flattened by the pasture. That is not a vanilla game feature, in case you've never played this game before. That is not a vanilla game feature. It's part of a mod. I can't remember how to get rid of it. I think I have to cancel the project. Oh, cancel the building. Yeah, okay, that is gone. Yeah, you're not normally able to change the terrain. It's a mod that I have added. Shall I split the population? Oh, you can't, so I'll just empty it into that. And then we'll just cancel the construction and we'll use that space for something else once they've moved over. And this way, with using this and then building this while we were waiting, meant that these guys stayed alive and they were able to get resources from them. Oh, Cedric has leveled up, so we will aged up. So we'll hope that house starts building soon. Not even aged up, just normally aged. Yes, they've almost emptied, so we will destroy it. I think we get some resources back, but I don't know. So we will have 42 cows in a bit, but we also won't get meat for a long time. So it's kind of like a balance that you have to find. If we start struggling for food, I'll just whack this all the way down to like 8 or something. But until we're struggling for food, it's a good investment in our future. We're starting to get a little bit low on tools, so I'm going to put you back to work. And Cedric aged up, like I said, so we've now got an extra labourer. How are our children doing? We might want to start thinking about building a school soon, but I'd really like to get the farm, the tree farm set up before we do that, and then have that manned properly. Renatasha still hasn't got a partner. We need another boy to age up. Oh good, yep. Helen has moved in. Why is Cedric not with her? You two are destined for each other. Right, let's do a sneaky trick. I'm going to move the structure, everyone's going to move out, and then I am going to cancel that. And maybe they'll... Try again. Okay, I'm going to cancel it for as long as it takes for this person to move in. We'll cancel that one too. Cedric moved in, Helen moved in, and the rest are homeless. You arseholes, you kicked your whole family out so that you could live in the house on your own. What knobs! A whole family of like 6. Okay, so now there's just one person homeless, and I'm going to keep kicking those 2 out until they move in together. This is a little bit too micromanagey, but hopefully it'll work. I don't want to have to build 2 houses. I'm going to leave them homeless for a while, since it's summer anyway, and see how it goes. Yeah, I'm going to stop you working as well. There we go. And now we have some extra labourers for a little while. I don't think you have to manually put them down back as labourers. Oh, we will get 3 foresters and change you to a labourer. Yeah, I don't think you have to manually reassign them because they will automatically go and do something else. I think they become temporary labourers. But just, I know it's just better, and it gets rid of those annoying question marks over their heads. Have you moved in together yet? Let's kick her out again, see what happens. I'll let them move everything out the structure first. Well, no, actually, because if I do that, they'll start taking it apart. Maybe they're related. Maybe there's something going on weird with that. Let's just build a second house, and then at some point there's going to be a couple available. That's annoying though. And sometimes that happens, and honestly I don't understand the reason why. Sometimes I've read that it's because I'm aging up I'm trying to expand my population too fast, But that doesn't make sense there, right? I mean, we had the couple ready to move in, and theoretically they should have moved in as soon as it was possible. But I don't know how to control that, so... And I can control everything else in these people's lives, but not who they love. Which makes sense, I think, if I am the devil. Which I will assume I am. For my own personal reasons. Let's set all these resources to be cleared. Everything out of this area to improve the amount of trees that grow here, and therefore the rates of all of these things. I accidentally paused, and also all of these that's not the trees, right? Yeah, all of these food resources, they'll grow back here, so it doesn't really matter. Yes, we'll put one herbalist on, and that leaves us in a bit of a precarious position. Don't know why I was doing that. In a bit of a precarious position because we only have one labourer and one builder. But we're also not desperate to get anything built. I mean, the house can wait, because at some point... Well, the house can wait until winter. I'm really surprised that these two aren't sorted out. Like, you'd think that they would... You'd think that she would say, that Helen would say, oh, hey, what's your name? Citizen? Cedric. Couldn't see that for a second, it was moving too fast. Oh, hey Cedric, I noticed that you're homeless and I have a whole house just to myself, and also I'm a 7-year-old. Would you like to come live with me? We don't have to procreate or anything like that, but would you like to just temporarily live with me so that you don't die over winter? But then again, 7-year-olds can be selfish. I understand that. And she probably doesn't have much of a concept of death anyway. Now I'm confused as to why he's not moving into the perfectly good... Okay, he has, good. So these two are going to be... Maybe they're gay. Okay, I'll excuse that. Okay, they're gay, and they're both germophobic, so they are... Not that I'm not criticising those things, I'm just thinking of reasons why they don't want to live together. They're gay and germophobic, so they don't want to live in the same house because they think that the other is gross. Not that gay people think that, but rather that these two people are weird. Not that being a germaphobe is weird. I wasn't criticising anyone. I was just having a little role play. Leave me alone. Let's put a road here because it looks nice. Yeah, they're clearing out the resources from there, so that's good. We will probably put something here. I'm going to build a field, actually. Yeah. No, decisions. Yeah, I'm probably going to build a field. Then I can... Because I don't know of any other way to see what crops I have. And it shouldn't actually take any time or resources because there's nothing there. We have pumpkins. So I am going to... Yes, make one of the resources we're not using, like perhaps a... Everyone's being used, really. Let's take one of our hunters... No, our fishermen, because the hunters are a little bit more productive. Let's take one of our fishermen and assign them to be a farmer. They shouldn't start work until it's early spring, and then they'll start planting. And it's a small enough farm that we will actually get a decent crop of pumpkins. And as you can see, we're doing really well on food. When our population starts aging up a little bit, maybe all of the kids that we have right now are able to move out and live in their own houses. We will probably then take the opportunity to build a school. I'm gonna build that out just a little bit, and I might put some nice things in the middle here. So this is going to be our smallish town, and I think we might have either a bigger town there, or... I don't know, where else on the map looks quite as nice. Maybe we'll tunnel through and have a nice town here. I like the idea of having an expensive town and a poor town. Freezing? Yeah, good. I don't know why that happens. Probably because of all the mods. Yeah, we'll probably have a rich town here. I might even do a really overly, unnecessarily large tunnel from here to here. And also I think, probably, I'm going to have all of the farms, in future, all of these farms here. Because I like the idea of them being here. I'm just a big fan of it. I have noticed so much lately how much I use the phrase big fan. I'm a big fan of just about everything. It's a little bit disconcerting, frankly. Well, that's unfortunate. I don't want to make them walk all the way around the houses, but they might have to. How dare this river not connect to here? It's actually me placing the roads badly. And also putting this pasture in such a weird place. I should have moved it up a little bit so that we could have had a road either side of it. How to handle that then? I guess we just wait, because we don't need to be over there. It'd be a waste of resources. I guess there's other things we need to build before then. Helen and Cedric still having their little standoff. It could be, now I think about it, that this is their moving out age, but it's not their breeding age, which makes sense, frankly. I just assume that if they can work, they can make babies, which obviously is a fundamental lack of understanding about biology and ethics. A little bit uncomfortable. Let's take this round. Because blacksmiths deserve pavements too. Listen, I am not okay with blacksmiths having to walk in the dirt, but apparently I'm okay with 7-year-olds moving in together and reproducing for the sake of society. Jeez, this game raises a lot of awkward and uncomfortable questions. Let's expand this road so that it makes sense. Like right now we just have 2 roads. We could have used the space a little bit more efficiently by you know, not having this weird space in the middle. We could have put these closer together, but I think it makes sense for villagers to have gaps between their home. I like to build as if they all lived on a cul-de-sac together. We're not going to use any alternative types of building. We'll probably go and even upgrade to... what am I trying to do? I think I was having trouble selecting... I'm still having trouble. There we go. We don't need any houses, so I don't know why I was doing that. Yeah, I just like my villages to look pretty. How are we doing on cows? 14 cows, that's good progress. What's wrong with you? Oh, well, we don't really need to limit ourselves on logs like that. 1,000 logs will not hurt us. We have all this space, we can fill it up. All this space, sorry. And we can build a bigger one if we need the space. Tools doing fine. Iron's got plenty of it. Stone, we've actually got on all resources. So we're really just waiting for people to level up. Farmer has not actually that much time to harvest all his crops. I'm going to put another farmer on. Because sometimes if there's not enough farmers picking up their crops, then the whole thing will be lost before winter. So I've put another farmer on just temporarily, and we'll turn them back into a labourer afterwards. And then they should be able to... I'm actually going to turn farmers picking it up off. They're just going to harvest, and that'll speed it up. And then labourers, or they will be labourers, and they can come and grab it afterwards. In this state, it will disappear during winter, but like this, it won't. And this button here allows you to stop the farmers from picking up. They just harvest, like this guy. He's just moving up and down the line harvesting, or he should be. He's probably going to get lunch, actually. Yeah, it should speed up the harvest a little bit. We'll try and get a better crop. I'd like the idea of getting some grain and use it in growing wheat, sorry, and then turning it into bread with a windmill. I have a bit of an obsession with that. If you've watched my Minecraft Let's Plays, I seem to have an obsession with making bread. I spent quite a long time building a windmill, and I haven't put the actual blades on yet and made it into a wheat farm, but I will when I could just feed my village's chicken, which is a lot easier to mass produce, strangely enough. Right. Now I will put the farmers on pickup, and then I will send them back to being labourers. In fact, I don't even need them to be farmers to do that. I'm going to make them both labourers again. And set this to not be worked. And then we have 2 labourers over winter. These guys do not need to accidentally pause by pressing spacebar. I don't know why. Yeah, we don't need them to be working as farmers over winter, so we'll just make them labourers. Cow's doing good. Actually, everything is going really well. None of the population really is trapped in their house with their families. We're definitely waiting on those guys to get older to... Oh, Ranatasha is. Ranatasha could probably use moving out. But she's not moved in with Helen, although... Yeah, okay, they're both women. Not moving with Cedric either. I think they actually might have been from the same family, though. Okay, since we've got an excess of resources... Why haven't you picked those up? Have we got no space? Maybe if I set this to be worked again, they'll... pick them up. That's very strange. I'll put a farmer on it, and maybe the farmer will pick it up. Maybe because they're on the farmland, it seems like it's only the farmer's job to pick them up. I'm not really sure. Some things about mods sometimes just don't make much sense. Or maybe they're just busy picking up other resources and they'll get them when they can. At least now we know they won't go off, and that food is saved up for when we'll need it. We are actually getting a tiny amount low on food. So, well, we've still got 2,000. And 2,000 for a population of 13. Then again, I don't know what 2,000 is. It could be 2,000 pieces of rice. Maybe it's grams. It should be 2 kilograms of food to feed 13 people. How many people would that feed? I mean, I don't know what 2 kilograms of food is. What kind of food? 2 kilograms of candy floss? Which is, what do the Americans call it? Sugar puff? Candy sugar? Sugar baby? I don't know. I think candy floss is the American word for it. And what do we call it? Sugar puff? Fluffy candy? Too late. It's gone. It's gone. Let's see how these guys are doing on their their log construction. I don't know why they got iron and stone last year. They're getting actually quite a lot of logs. That'll be enough for basically every season. Okay, interesting thing happening here. He hasn't planted because there was stuff left on the farm. Didn't know that could actually happen. So we'll know that for next season, that we have to leave them on there for long enough for all of the stuff to disappear. Okay, that's good. It's good to know, and we're not lacking for food anyway. That said, I will turn a builder into a fisherman. Good. Okay, let's leave the episode here, and then we will come back in the next episode and keep going. Thank you very much. This has been Jester of None. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to watch the next one. Hopefully I'll be releasing them on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We'll see. And I will see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.